Guys, welcome back to Ask Bob Gersh with East Coast Capital. Here's Bob Gersh. And so, in a recent video a while back, I was in a video, me, Ethan Farber. And so we decided that we should do another video together because why not? And so we're here, and in this video, we're going to be interviewing Bob Gersh on more questions better than ever. Ask Bob Gersh interview 2.0. All right, guys. So buckle up. This is going to be a good video. All right. So last time, Bob, one of our questions was, where are some of the places you would like to go when you grow
when you grow up? I think I've already grown up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Where are some places you would like to travel in the future? Bob, what's your answers?
Not too far away. I'd like to go to the Florida Keys.
I think you said that last time, Bob.
Well,
Why is
I
that?
like the Florida Keys. It's very interesting. A lot of things going on. It's a great place to go swimming and fishing, and the weather is warm, and the architecture, you have to see it to believe it. It's really nice looking. It's pastels. It's a fun place to be. It's like being on an island when you're not really on an island, and you're still in Florida.
Okay, thank you, Bob. So is there anywhere else you would like to go?
Where would I like to go?
Could be in the U.S., could be out of the U.S., could be really anywhere.
Right. Never been to the Grand Canyon. That's an interesting place.
That's a pretty good one.
So I think I would enjoy going there, and it's like huge, I hear, and it's it's just showing how the world was looking back many, 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 many years ago, even before humans were around, and how the Grand Canyons were created and the rivers that go through it. And it's just a big, huge place. If you haven't been there, it's worth seeing.
Right. Thank you, Bob. All right, our next question. When you were younger, what was your dream job? Was it this? Was it something else? Could be anything.
When I was your age, Ethan, I would say your age, I thought I was going to be a pet doctor.
A pet doctor? A pet doctor?
Yes, a veterinarian. And I actually put a sign on my window saying pet doctor is in. And
so you were really confident about that one.
I figured that was going to work. Actually, dogs and cats came to see me periodically.
Really?
They knocked on my window.
Mm-hmm.
And I let them in my house.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, they didn't go to the front door. They always went through the window. And, so I got to know the pets and the animals, and that's what I thought it was going to be for a while.
Were they named Bob or Ethan?
No, I didn't name the animals. But I will tell you another story is when I was your age, I figured I had a great way to get perfect scores on my tests in school.
Oh, really? How? I kind of want to know that.
Oh, here's what I did. I decided that I would invent a robot.
Oh, really now?
That looked like me, like a clone. So it was identical to me, and I would send the clone to school.
Yeah.
The clone would look at the test, and then in their head, they'd be able to talk to me, and I would can see through their eyes what they were looking at, the question. I could look up the answer and tell the clone what to write on the test. So I'd always get perfect tests. The problem was I had to make a robot that looks exactly like me.
Yeah.
That was not easy. Now I think they're better in making things but I'm not sure they're really at the point of was human.
Yeah.
But that was my thought.
All right. So another question, kind of related to the robot question. So if you had a robot that went to school for you for one day, what would you do in your free time? Like you should have a free day to do whatever you want. What would you do?
Well, I figured I'd have all my books with me so I could also be studying, but
That's fair.
I would be able to answer all the questions because I could look them up. So there wouldn't be any trick questions. So
So
I wasn't trying to skip school. I was just trying to find a way that I could get the right answers to the tests. Because if you
so
do well on a test, your parents say, good boy, you did well. But if you
yeah,
do bad on a test, you know what your parents say to you?
study harder.
Ooh, bad. So I had to figure, how do I get the right answers? I made a robot. So that's what I did. I also was working on a science project. My science project was that I created the Earth, Mars, Venus, and all the planets, and I made it so it surrounded the sun in this big circle. And then I made out of paper mache planets, all the different sizes, and I brought it to science fairs. So I did that at home.
All right, that's pretty good.
But I also decided that a volcano
There's
was very
more.
important. So I created a volcano that exploded, and I think I used some kind of dry ice, which looked like it was smoke.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so I was creating a big volcano at home.
Well, that's a pretty good answer. I would not have expected that. But one more question is, in 100 years, what do you think the device or technology of the future will be? Will it be a jetpack that everybody uses? Will it be flying cars? Anything?
Well, 100 years? 100 years ago, you didn't have TV, or
Yeah.
it was just being invented.
Mhm.
And no, actually, there was no TV back at that point. It was before TV. So think of it before TV. They had radios, but besides a radio, you didn't have TV. There was no computers. There was no internet. There was, um, pretty much it was a case of you got your news by reading the newspaper when it came. But that
Still the
was,
case now, or at least for
yes,
most
but by the
people.
time it's in the newspaper in print, you've already seen it on TV probably.
That's true.
So it's old. But then you didn't have that. The news on TV, on the radio, was just the headlines. They didn't do it the way they do it now. So you had to wait until the information finally came out. So that's big difference. So if you look at it that so many things have happened, and it's like every probably not too many years, there's a whole change. TV, it was black and white. Then it was colored TV. And then there was, well, the phone was connected to your wall. You couldn't walk around with a phone. The phone wasn't invented, the cellular phone. So all these technologies, and every year it gets more and more and more. So would it be 100 years from now? I don't think we can even imagine what it'd be 100 years. You mentioned a flying car. They exist now.
Well, yeah,
Are
but
not They're not that practical, but they do exist. There are boats which actually are also cars, and you can drive them on the river or a lake or ocean, and then they can drive them on the road. Those are actually been around for many years. The airplanes that also are cars, not as much, but they're around. Um, the real question is, who's going to do a lot of the work that we currently do? Will it be a robot, AI, or will artificial intelligence, and where will artificial intelligence be then? That's going to be the big question. I would say that so many changes were made in that time period, we won't know. One of the scary things, but also interesting things, is that they talk about that the icebergs up north, the North Pole, South Pole, are melting, and that the ocean is going to rise. That might change the whole geographics of where you live, where there is water. Certain things where now there are towns and cities may be underwater then. But you know what? Scientists have found places from the ancient Greece, Rome, other places way back when, which are now underwater now. So there are places that were in dry land aren't. There are places that, like the places where you see dinosaurs. Well, dinosaurs are many years back, but there aren't any dinosaurs now. If you lived then, would you imagine that all of a sudden all the dinosaurs gone? You'd say, no, they're here. There's so many of them, but they're not anymore. So now all you got is skeletons that you find. But sometimes you find the skeletons, they clearly fell into lakes and dried up, and that preserves them so that you now have the full skeleton. But those places which were lakes now are dry. They're deserts. So climates change, everything can change. So 100 years from now, I don't know. It's going to be way different. That's for sure. That's my short answer.
That's true. So to wrap it up, last question. Also, I agree with you on all of that. Last question. So, based on what you said earlier, if you were a vet, scratch that. Bye. All right. So that was it for today's video. Thanks, guys, for watching. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And turning it back over to Bob.
See you guys. Until next time. Bye.